Welcome back, Cat 37 class, CATIA surfacing. Today we're going to go over the splitting command. Okay, so let's go to split, right click copy, and let's go to the browser and paste and go. All right, so let's click on the split one cat part command file. Okay, I already have CATIA open. So let's go ahead and open file. All right, so I have a white background instead of dark blue. You can always go to Tools Options, go to General, Display, and make sure you tab over to the Visualization toolbar, or tab I should say, and you can change the color from here and hit OK. That's to change the background. If you don't like the lighting, you can always go to View, Lighting. If you want neon lights, 2 light sources, 1 light source, right? If it's too bright, you can slide the bar, or too dark. There it is. And OK. Okay, let me go ahead and insert a geoset. And I'm going to give it some color. All right, so I'm going to right click on my new geoset, right click properties, go to the graphic tab. For surfaces, I'm going to change the color to blue. And for my lines, which is the third option, 1, 2, 3, for my lines, curves, I'm going to go with cyan, and I'll make them thicker so they stand out from the other curves, and OK. All right, so this is the split command. So it's next to join. And if you go to the drop down here, it'll give you the option to pick trim, which is similar to this icon, except the saw is vertical instead of horizontal. Okay, so let's do some splitting. All right, so using the split command, we're going to take this surface and we're going to split it with this horizontal surface, and that'll be the result. Then we'll move on to the next one. All right, so I'm going to use the split command. Okay, so we're going to split. Let me zoom in. We're going to split this surface. Okay, so this surface with the horizontal. So here are the cutting elements. You can pick more than one. Pick the horizontal. Okay, and OK, and there it is. Let's say I forgot I wanted to also split and remove the top portion also. So I can always double click. And in the cutting elements window, I can add more cutting elements. I'll cut with this top horizontal. So I'm only going to keep this portion. I can always click other side, right? Other side. Or you can just directly click on the portion you want. And OK, and there it is. Okay, we did our first split. Congratulations. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, so now we're going to split this surface with the 4 curves. Okay, so you can take a surface and split it with another surface or a plane or curves. You can also split curves with surfaces, other curves, planes, and even points. All right, so let's go on to this one. Okay, so we're going to take this surface and we're going to split it. So I pre-selected the surface, extrude 1, and we're going to cut it with the wireframe. You can always click other side, right? Okay, let's cut with this one, and cut with this one, and cut with this one. You can always hit other side, and hit OK. And there's our new surface. Okay, the parent surface, if we go to the background, there it is. Here's the parent surface, right? Okay, let's move on. Okay, this time we're going to split this surface with a plane. Okay, so split the surface with the plane. Okay, so let's go to this one now. Okay, so once again, let's split, split, surface. Our cutting element is the plane. Okay, so, all right, looks like we have two surfaces. Let me cancel this. Looks like we have the same surface on top of itself. So let me right click and just hide one of them. Right click, hide, and there's the other one. So there were two surfaces on top of each other. Okay, let's do it again. Split, surface with plane. Okay, there it is. Okay, so it's removing the bottom portion. I can always click other side to keep the 4 patches, or other side. There it is. Okay, let's say you wanted to remove only the middle portions of this. Okay, so I can go to show parameters. Say, hey, I want to remove some of these patches. I don't want to remove all of them, only some of them. So I'm going to go to remove. And instead of clicking on the actual patch, click on a corner. So see, it's going to remove that one. And if I want to add more, right, I can go to the bag here. If I want to pick more than one. Okay, we're going to add another one. We're going to add this point and remove that patch. Okay, so we pick a corner to remove a patch. Close. And if you want to keep some of the portions, right? Okay, so you can do it the other way around. Okay, you have that option. And okay. And there it is. Okay, so there's our surface. And it's one entity. Okay, so there it is. Let's go back. Let's do something a little different. See if I can do something a little different and say, hey, I want to do other side. Other side. Not still giving us the same result. Other side, nope. Elements to keep. Oh, I guess because we use this here, it's not allowing us to flip it like we did earlier. All right, that's okay. We'll leave it the way it is. Okay, just leave it the way it is. Move on to the next one. That way I don't go in circles trying to figure it out. Okay, so next one is... Oh, by the way, here's just explaining, hey, if you take a surface and split it with the plane, right? This plane, it'll remove the excess. And if you split with another plane that happens not to intersect the surface, yeah, you can click on a second plane and it's just going to cut through air. It's not going to cut through the surface. So it'll just act like there is something there and cut, even though there's nothing to cut. All right, so let's move on. Okay, let's go to this one. We're going to go back to this one and we're going to cut now with this line, which most likely is hidden. So let's go back to this one. Okay, so we're going back to this one. And I don't see the line, most likely is in the background. Let's go to the background and there it is. And it's part of GeoSet 1, which is hidden. You can tell it's shaded. I'm going to right click, show. Okay, so now we can go back and now we can see the line. Okay, so let's go back to this one, double click. And now we're also going to split with this fifth element. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and now 5. Oh, I misclicked. 5. Okay, so what it's doing is, even though this line doesn't go all the way through, it's automatically calculating it and extending it on its own so it can be able to do the cut. Right, and okay. And there it is. That's what it's showing. Okay, let's go back to the tutorial. Okay, this time we're going to split a bunch of lines. Okay, so we're going to split a bunch of lines with the circle. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so here are the lines. And let me open this up. By the way, I can always right click on these lines, right click, center graph, and it'll take me, it'll center it. There it is, center it with the length of the screen, right in the middle. Okay, so this is a sketch. Okay, so these blue parallel lines is a sketch. Okay, so I'm going to split that sketch. So let's go to split again. We're going to split the to cut sketch, right? The sketch to cut. And we're going to cut it with the circle, which happens to be done in this sketch. The cutting element, right? And click. Okay, so it's giving me a warning. It's like, hey, double check your work. Make sure this is what you want. Close. Okay, and I'm going to hit OK, see what the results are. And OK. Now it recognizes that this sketch with the parallel lines has multiple elements. So hey, I just want to keep all of them. I'm going to keep all of them and hit OK. And there it is. So it kept the outside of the circle. Let's see if I can reverse this. Let's go back to split. Can I say other side? Let's see if it accepts it. Close and OK. I want to keep all and OK. So it's splitting only the portion that it's intersecting. The others it did not split, right? Because the circle did not intersect the other line. So there's the other result, as you can see. Okay, if these lines are a little bit hard to see, let me change my geoset colors. Geoset, right-click properties. That cyan is a little too light. Let's go with dark blue. Okay. And there it is. All right, so let's move on. Okay, so here we have a surface with the spline, and it will extend the spline so it can do the cut, right? So here the line is not going all the way through. So in some cases you may get an error. I think especially if it was like a surface intersecting a surface that it doesn't go all the way through, it'll calculate it on its own and extend it on its own in the background to make that cut. Okay, let's see if there is a tutorial for this one. If not, we'll move on to the next CATIA part. And I don't see one. Let's go to the background. Nope, I don't see it. Okay, so, yep, don't see a spline with a surface. Okay, that's okay. We'll move on to the next one. Okay, so save your work. All right, so just double checking. Nope, didn't see it. All right. So now we're going to open up the next one, split number 2. Let's go ahead and open it. Split number 2. And let's go ahead and open that file. Click on it. All right, so we're going to split this one now. Is that all we have there? Yep. Let's go ahead and insert a geoset. My geo. And OK, give it some color, right-click properties. And I'm going to pick green this time for my surface, green. Okay. All right, so we're going to split the vanilla surface with the salmon colored surface. Okay, split. See if we can split without getting an error. Okay, so let's give it a try. Okay, so let's take this surface. Okay, so this is one surface, and we're going to split it with this one. Okay, as you can see, it's extending to make the cut. Okay, so we got that portion of it, and green is our result because that's the color I chose. Let's go back. And let's go to parameters, show parameters. How is it extrapolating? So it's extrapolating with tangency. Okay, so extrapolates this edge here on the salmon colored surface, extends itself with G1 continuity, right? And it extends. Okay, let's go back. Yep, that's it on that one. Let's see if there's anything else we can do with this one. Okay, let's move on to the next one. All right, so we're going to split this surface, okay, with these rectangular surfaces. Okay, so let's go ahead and use split and expect an error. Okay, so here we go. We're going to split this cylindrical washer looking surface. Okay, so we're going to split, and let me pick this surface first, and we're going to get an error message. 3, 2, 1, click. It's like, okay, yeah, we know you're cutting with this, but we don't know, even if we split with this, it's going to keep the entire portion. You need more. We need more information. That's what it's telling us. We need more data. So we can just ignore this and close it. Now let's pick our second element. And let's go ahead and close that. And it's not giving us a result preview. Nope, it's not giving it to us. Okay, so let's say intersections computation. And preview. Nope, still not giving us what we need. Okay, that's all right. Let's go to parameters. All right, so elements to remove. Let's see, elements to remove. Let's see, can I click directly on it? Nope, still getting the error message. All right, so let's find another way of doing this. Let me cancel this. Okay, I wasn't able to split with these two surfaces. And I'm guessing because it doesn't know which portion to keep or if it's supposed to extend these surfaces. So we have to do some extra work. Let's go back. Okay, so we're gonna have to generate this surface, and that way it knows to remove everything inside this area or the outside. Okay, so we need to do some extra math. I'm trying to think if there's a shortcut, but I can't think of one. Okay, so I'm gonna use multi-section loft, or we can use blend. There's a bunch of options on this one. So I'm gonna go multi-section. I'm gonna go from this surface to this surface. Make sure the arrowheads are pointing in the same direction, which they're not. It's gonna twist on us. So let me flip one of the red arrows, and now they're both pointing downward. Okay. All right, so let me join this. Let me join these three surfaces, which I'm going to use to cut the disc. Okay, so I'm going to join them as one. There it is. Okay, so now it's one element. All three patches are one entity. Okay, so now let's split the disc. So let's go to split, select the disc, and click, and there it is. So this time we didn't get an error message. And preview, and okay. And there it is. Ta-da! So we had to do some extra work. Can't think of a shortcut, but that's it. Okay, so let's move on. Let's see, I don't know if we see this one. Okay, let me go back. Let's see if I can find these surfaces in the background. Oh, okay, so we're done with this one. There's no other surfaces to split. So here's just giving us an explanation of what to do when you encounter this situation. All right, so we're going to end it here. Okay, so that's the end of the splitting video.